Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas. Fifi's going to be joining me for this video. She'll probably jump up here like any second now, but today's video is actually going to be a Q&A video that's going to be hopefully mostly crochet themed. That's my goal with it. I found a couple questions online and I'm just going to be going through them. I made myself an iced coffee because I drink iced coffee all year round. I'm a crazy person, but I have my coaster that I made down here and I can put the coffee on. No, we're not gonna be doing that. Nope. We're not gonna be doing that today, but you can sit in my lap if you want. So I have all these questions that I found like online and stuff, mostly just looked up like crochet Q&A and things like that. And we're just gonna be going through them. So let me fix the camera angle now that my cat is somewhat settled, maybe, unless she's gonna steal my spot. So the first question that I have is, what is your least favorite crochet stitch? Starting off with a negative here, I guess. My least favorite crochet stitch. That is a good question. I feel like any stitch that goes into the chain, just kidding. Oh geez, be careful. Why don't you lay down? What is my least favorite stitch? Hey, get down. You are not allowed up there. For the sake of this video, Fifi will be sitting on my desk. I never let her up there, but there's nothing up there right now, so if it means she'll leave me alone, then I guess we'll let her have her way, as long as she doesn't adventure over to the other side. What the heck is my least favorite crochet stitch? Wow, I'm gonna like be the worst at this video, aren't I? Like looking around at projects around me trying to think. Least favorite crochet stitch. I don't know, it might be like a slip stitch because it takes a while to add slip stitches into places sometimes. But it makes things look a lot better sometimes, so I don't know. Let me think on this. So I don't think I have a least favorite crochet stitch. We're just gonna say like a slip stitch. I don't know. I guess the combination of like a slip stitch into the back loops, if like that was like all a pattern was back and forth, that would be terrible. Like I'd much rather do like a single crochet or something else only into the back loops, like thinking of like a rib type pattern. So maybe slip stitch. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe I don't have a least favorite, but that's what I'm gonna go with. Next question I have is, what grip do you use? Do you use a knife or a pencil grip? And I use a knife grip, right? Yeah, I use a knife grip because I don't hold it like this is pencil. This is knife. Yeah, I use a knife grip. Are you gonna lay down or what? The next question is, are you left or right-handed? I am right-handed. Oh, sorry, Fifi. I crochet right-handed, which I feel like is easier than if you were left-handed, because I feel like there are less left-handed tutorials out there, but I have heard that there are good ones out there on YouTube and stuff. So the next question is, who taught you to crochet and when? So when I was very young, I actually don't remember how old I was. My mom technically taught me how to crochet a little bit, but I never continued it at all. She taught me how to make a chain, and that's basically all I remember. I don't know if she taught me how to make a single crochet, but I know she taught me how to chain. And I found a bunch of like old just like chains of yarn from when I was younger, so she definitely taught me that. But then I never crocheted again until I started crocheting like this time, and I honestly taught myself, but used like a lot of YouTube tutorials and just looking up things online to learn how to do each stitch and what each term meant. I would just like Google things to try to figure out what different terms meant, and if I didn't know how to do a stitch, I would look up a tutorial on YouTube and figure it out that way. Do you work on multiple projects at a time or finish one before starting another? I absolutely work on multiple projects at a time. I don't like just going from the beginning of one to the end of one. Not that I get bored, but I kind of get bored. I just like to start like multiple things. I get excited about a new thing before finishing another thing, and I tend to put off like finishing things. Like sometimes I'll get right to the end or get to everything except for weaving in the ends, and I will like abandon the project for a little bit. And I know that's like can be bad because then your pile of like work in progresses can get out of hand, but that is the way I do it. And I currently have, right now I don't have too many going. I actually might only have 2 projects going right now, so that's not bad at all. I'm probably gonna start another one today, so I'll have 3 projects going, but honestly not too bad. If we don't count my project of whips, I should say, because those are like abandoned projects. I'm not counting those. I'm just counting like the 2 that I'm actually currently working on and making progress on. I accidentally just answered the next question, which is how many current whips do you have? I have 2 current whips that I can think of. At the time of filming this video, I'm working on 1 Christmas present and Christmas decorations. So I have two projects. What was your most frustrating crochet project? By far my most frustrating crochet project that I actually ended up abandoning, unfortunately, is my cow print car seat cover that I was making for a coworker for her sibling. I made him a baby blanket and she ordered that for me, but then she also wanted this cow print car seat cover and I thought I'd be able to make it, and honestly I feel like I could, but it was so frustrating. It was a corner to corner grid type pattern. The type of yarn I used did not hide very well in each other. It was a little bit thinner than what I was supposed to use. It was like silky, so that made it nice to crochet with, but it was working up well, but I had to use the technique where there were so many ends and so many attachments, and it was getting very overwhelming, and I needed like to put it in one spot and like work on it and never move it, because every time I would move it, it would get tangled, and I just could not do that because it was taking so much time. Like it was taking me like an hour for a row. It was just crazy, and I needed to give up on it. So I did, for now at least. But that's probably the most frustrating project that I've done so far, I would say. Like that is the most frustrated I've gotten. Besides when I made my brother a baby man-eater amigurumi thing, that was frustrating too, I remember, but not quite as frustrating as that car seat cover was for me. What was your first crochet project? So my first ever project, besides when I made like little swatches, I basically made 3 swatches: single crochet, half double crochet, and then double crochet. And then I decided to go with the half double crochet, and I just started crocheting like a long thing of half double crochets. It became like a little panel, like a little scarf it looked like, but extremely long, too long to be a scarf. And it was in like this lime green color, and my younger brother was like, "Ooh, I really like that color, can you make it into a blanket?" So I ordered a bunch more of the yarn, found the exact yarn, and just kept going and going and going until it was really big and turned into a blanket. And I would say I'm accounting that as like my first project because that's like what I started with. It's not the first one that I finished because again, I work on like multiple at once, but that was like the first project that I started, and then I did like a million other projects in the meantime. I think the second project that I maybe started and finished was the shrug top that I made my sister, the first ever shrug top, and I made it out of like acrylic yarn. It was old yarn, and I just remember like it stretched out a lot. It was really long on her, but she ended up wearing it because it was kind of like bright fun color. She wore it for some party on a cruise that we were on. It was like a theme party, whether it was like 80s or something like that. She wore it and it looked really cute for that party, but it definitely was not my best work. It was at the beginning of it all. What yarn weight do you enjoy working with the most? I feel like worsted weight, like classic weight 4, is always a go-to for me, but I also do like working with a bulkier weight yarn, like either weight 5 or 6 sometimes, because it works up faster, and I do like when a project works up faster. But I would say that I feel like I tend to go for just classic worsted weight yarn, weight 4. What is your favorite type of hook? Well, I'll definitely say I like the hooks with the rubber on it. So like these ones here with this type of rubber and then metal on the top. And I've been using the Clover Amore hooks. I got them on sale, I think last year around Christmas time, I want to say, and I've been using them ever since. And I basically will only use these ones. I have so many other ones from like Amazon and stuff, but all my Clover hooks I usually keep in here. Some of them I have around because I was using them or I brought some with me somewhere, so I don't have them all in that container right now. But the Clover Amore hooks I really like a lot, and I will say that Passionate Kelsey, I watch her channel and she always talked about them, and I was still like early into the crocheting, so I didn't know what kind of hooks I wanted to go with, so I just decided to try those out since she had good things to say about them. And I always was going towards these ones, and a lot of the other ones that people talked about weren't like the rubber type ones like other crochet influencers. And I did use like this straight stainless steel ones before, like way at the beginning, but they weren't very comfortable. And the first cheap set that I bought were from Amazon, and they were just, let me see if I have any of the off-brand ones in here. All my Clover hooks are in here right now. But they were just like the regular Amazon brand, but still rubber handle. So that's why I decided to try those. Long story short, I love them, and the Clover Amore ones are the ones that I basically always use unless I don't have that hook size that I need, like if it's a really big hook or something like that. The next question is, do you prefer working flat or in the round? I really don't love sewing, so working in the flat usually means you have to sew. Not all the time, sometimes you slip stitch together or whatever, but I probably do better working in the flat and sewing together, because when I work in the round sometimes I lose track or I like mess up by not coming together correctly. But it does save more time, like it's less sewing and things like that. So I don't know, I like them both for different reasons. I think if I don't make any mistakes, I think I prefer working in the round rather than working flat and sewing together. Yeah, I think that's my final answer, is working in the round. Do you follow patterns exactly, or do you modify as you go? I will say that more recently I've gotten a little bit more confident in my ability to kind of change things a little bit, or not freehand, but kind of a little bit of that. I'm starting to recognize things and know if I modify something one way, how that should change the pattern. So once in a while, if a pattern is not making sense, or if it's just like not a great pattern, I will like sometimes change it a little bit to make it make more sense for me, or if something's not looking right. It's usually after the fact, like I'll do something and it like doesn't look right, so then I undo it and figure out what could I change to make it look better. I've done that a couple times, but I do usually tend to just stick straight to the pattern if it's a good pattern. Like for my baby blankets and stuff, I've always stuck straight to the pattern. I've had pretty good luck with all those patterns. It's more with like amigurumi or things that are in the round, but I think sometimes it's a user error, it's a me problem, and then I have to come up with how I'm gonna fix my error. What is one crochet tool that you can't live without? Okay, well, I'm not gonna say the hook, because obviously like you need a hook to crochet, but if I'm picking like a different tool besides hooks, I would probably pick, hang on, it's probably in front of me. I would pick this little darning needle right here. I don't even know if this came in my one of my crochet hook sets or what, but this specific one right here is like this is like gold to me. It is just a single metal hook, or not a hook, it's a single metal needle. It has like a little edge to it like this, if it wants to focus. It has that little edge to it. Sometimes gets in the way, but sometimes it's very helpful. And I always grab for this one. Like I have so many different ones. I've bought like plastic ones, we got big ones, I have tubes of other metal ones, and I always go for this purple one. It is the only one that I basically ever use unless I can't find it. So I'd probably say I couldn't live without that. What is your favorite hook size? Hang on. Again, I probably have it in here. I would probably say, oh, I don't know. I'd probably say either a 5 or a 4.5 is my favorite between these two. Obviously, I love using a big hook and working something up faster, but I tend to use these the most. I want to say my fidgets, I use I'm blanking. I always have to keep track of these somewhere. It's either a 4.5 or a 5. I want to say I use a 4.5 for the main part, chain with the 5. That's the thing about me, is I need 2 hooks because I always size up for my chain. So I think if I pick 2, I'd pick the 5 and the 4.5 as my go-to or my favorite hook size. It's just comfortable too. Both of these are pretty comfortable. What is one project that you want to make but you haven't started with? I feel like there's so many projects I want to make. If I picked something that wasn't for myself, I'd probably say a cat bed for Fifi, my cat, or my sister's cat that I take care of, but I don't even know where she went. Is she still down here? I would love to make her, oh she is, she's laying right behind me. I love to make her a little bed so that way she feels like she's not hated down here, because she can't always sit on my lap when I'm crocheting, but I thought it'd be really nice to have like a little bed I could put like on the ground next to me here. Even though like this rug is comfortable, I think a bed would make her feel like, oh, this is my space. And also it would be nice because I could put it like on the couch for her to sit on the couch next to me or whatnot, because I don't always want her like on top of me. And yeah, I am planning on making her bed. I actually did buy yarn for it. I just have to wait for it to come in the mail. She's rubbing on my foot now. She knows I'm talking about her. But yeah, I would say probably either a bed for Fifi, and then if it's something for myself, because I don't really crochet myself a lot of things, but one thing I haven't actually made is a full like sweater. I made a baby sweater, and I've made something like similar to a sweater, but I haven't made like a full sweater yet. So I would love to make like a full sweater for myself at some point. I feel like she's gonna bite me, sorry. I just like went on high alert because she looks angry for some reason. I was just talking about making you a bed. You should be nice to me. But yeah, I would love to make, I don't even know what, but some sort of like sweater for myself, because I think that would be nice. But there are so many sweaters I have on my Pinterest boards, so I don't even know which one I would pick. I've gone back and forth from like a cardigan to like a full sweater, but I think a full sweater would be really nice. What's your proudest crochet project? I feel like that's a hard one to answer, and I'll probably forget, like I'm probably forgetting a bunch of projects that I've made before, but this one wasn't like super hard. I mean, I did like have to go back and redo a whole part of it, but I think I would maybe pick the second shrug top I made for my sister, for my younger sister. I don't even know if I have a picture of it, but I made it to fit her like perfectly. And that second one I made out of cotton yarn, so it didn't like stretch like the first. It was more of like a neutral toned color, a color that she actually like really liked. And I think it just worked up so well, and it's actually like fashionable. Like it looks like something you would buy in the store rather than the first one I made that just, you could clearly tell that somebody made it. Yeah, I just really liked how well that fit her, so I was proud of that. And I don't know, maybe that's the one I'm most proud of. I've made all sorts of stuff, but I would probably say that's what's coming to my mind right now, is that shrug top. That's my like, maybe not my favorite, but my most like proudest thing that I've made so far. Do you prefer to watch shows / listen to music, or crochet in silence? I probably almost never crochet in silence. I don't really like to live in silence, to be honest. I always have some sort of sound or whatever. I lean more towards watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts, or like watching a video podcast while I am crocheting. Once in a while I will watch a show or a movie, and once in a while I will listen to music, but I tend to like to watch videos. Oftentimes I will put a video on of somebody crocheting while I'm crocheting. That's pretty common. If not, then I'm like listening to podcasts or different things like that. Have you ever gotten crochet burnout? I don't really think I've ever gotten sick of crocheting since I started, but maybe I've definitely gotten like burnout on a specific project, but I don't think I've ever, not yet, had a point where I was like, I don't want to crochet anymore. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm also not crocheting like every single day. There's times where I'll go like a whole week and not have time to crochet because I'm busy like with work and stuff, but yeah, I don't think so. Definitely had projects where I'm like, I'm sick of doing this project, and I'll just like start another one as a break or something like that. But I don't believe I've ever had that, knock on wood, that I don't ever have crochet burnout, because I love it. But I know some people do. I've heard people talk about it on the internet. It can happen with any hobby. So my cat does have like different beds or whatever, and she has like enclosed beds, and she has one that's like Christmas themed that I bring out during Christmas, and then she has one that's not Christmas themed. It's just like a regular bed, and she will not lay in that one. And the Christmas one is underneath of the stairs because we have Christmas stuff stored under there, and she just literally went like under the stairs and inside that bed. I really need to bring it out. I feel bad for her, but she usually just like looks at it, but she literally went inside of it. So that's a cue that I need to bring it out so she can use it. What made you start your crochet YouTube channel? So I posted my first video on June 1st of 2024. That is when I started my channel, and honestly I was super new to crocheting at the time. I started crocheting the December before that. So December of 2023 is when I started crocheting. So I literally had only been crocheting for like 5 months, if that, because I might have filmed that video earlier. Well, I've had a YouTube channel, like I have a different channel that I've posted on and just like messed around with things on, but I never like found that like niche thing that I was like, oh, this is what I want to post about. I was kind of just like sharing random things from my life, throughout my life, like from after high school on. So kind of sharing like my experience through school, giving tips on studying, my experience through PT school, like all that different things, and just random things like that. A lot of like different tips on like studying in school and productivity and all that stuff. But it was something that wasn't going to continue because I was done being a student and I didn't really have like that to share, and that's something I had a lot of fun doing, but I never like found that other thing that I wanted to kind of pivot to yet. And then I started crocheting and I was like, this is like the perfect opportunity. I want to share this experience of me learning to crochet because I'm like a straight beginner, and I can show the whole process of me going from the beginning in like building my skills and learning new things. I have so much fun like creating and editing and just making different things. So I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. So I just started it because I already had the experience. I already had the camera and I like know how to edit and all that stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna do this and be really consistent with it because this is something that I really like to do, and are combining like two things that I really like to do. This new hobby that I started plus the making videos and posting them. So yeah, that's why I started it. It was just really fun, something fun for me to do, a creative outlet for me. And here we are today, still posting every single Sunday, and now doing my first ever Vlogmas series. Do you want to design your own pattern someday? So I actually do. I'm starting to get confident enough where I feel like maybe I can actually share some patterns. I don't think this is going to be like a main thing that I do because it is a lot of work, but I am starting the process of working on a pattern and I'm hoping to have it out on Christmas, but we will see if I get that done or not. But that is my goal, and that will be like my first ever trial at making a pattern. Pretty hopefully simple project, pretty beginner friendly project. It's gonna be a beginner making the pattern. I don't even know what to consider myself. Am I a beginner? I feel like I'm a beginner because I'm gonna continue to grow my skills even more, but maybe I'm not considered a beginner anymore. I don't know. I've almost been crocheting for 2 years, but I've been crocheting a lot of different things, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so stay tuned to see if I actually get that pattern done or not. We'll see. But I think that's all the questions I'm going to be going through today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other questions for me, you can leave them down in the comments. I'll either just answer them in the comments, or if I get enough of them, maybe I'll make a part 2 or another Q&A eventually. But yeah, I hope you learned a little bit more about me crochet wise. And I'm excited to kind of look back on this video and see how my answers change through the years, because I feel like they will not stay the same. In a couple years, I might have different answers and have different opinions on things, so we will see what happens. If you guys did enjoy this video, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below whatever you want to comment. Like I said, you can ask other questions down below, or you can share anything from what I shared today, or give video ideas, or whatever. Just interact with the video. That helps out my channel, and I appreciate when you guys have conversations with me down below. Stay tuned for the rest of the Vlogmas videos to come out. If you guys do decide to stick around and subscribe, then I'll see you in my next video. Bye!